Hello. Welcome to the last full moon of the decade. More on that later. My name is Melissa. My voice is my power. Silence is oppressive. I must use my voice. Speak out loud. Speak my truth. That is my choice. My voice is my power. I take it back. Welcome to my blog of personal development, self-care, and resilience, which we will start talking about more often. Tonight, I might be a little long. I have a few things to talk about, and then we're going to do some show and tell, which is what I'm now calling unboxing, because I show and I tell, I think, is the plan, because I'm going to use some of it while I'm showing and telling. We're at a weird angle because I'm trying to show, right, and tell. This will be an experiment. We may or may not ever do this again. My circle has been cast and my quarters have been called. And I have notes. I am prepared. I lit my Yule log tonight, which was fun because I forgot that I owned one. So I redressed it today with boughs and wrapped its pretty little lights around it and lit the candles. I'm looking at it past the computer. I'm got to monitor it because they're fresh boughs and I don't want them to burn in the tea lights. But I said to myself on the first candle, I welcome the Yule. On the second candle, I release the insecurity that is no longer serving me. We'll talk more about that in a little while too. And on the third candle, I welcome the light of self-love. So good. So good. Tonight, we have a new subscriber and really good timing because it's Witch's Moon. Welcome, Witch's Moon. And the show and tell tonight is your box. Yay! And it's really exciting. I've already looked at some of it. Happy Winter Solstice to each and every one of you. I hope you're all enjoying it, at least so far. And again, we're basking in the last full moon of the decade. It was several hours ago, but we're in it. Unfortunately, being on the West Coast, I saw none of it. It's way behind clouds and drizzle. We are gray and drizzly, which I normally love. I can feel the full moon energy. We just can't go take a picture. That's all right. We can feel it. It's there. One of the things in the Witch's Moon was this incense called the Longest Night Ritual Incense. And it's to be used during meditations during Yule as it wafts through your surroundings. Take the time to rest upon the blessings and lessons that have presented themselves to you in the past months. Feel the overwhelming gratitude towards the opportunity of experiencing the coming months. So I do have things to reflect on, so we're going to light that now. The easiest way to do it over here is to stick it in that candle thing I have. They usually say what it smells of, but they don't this month. I guess we'll find out in a minute. In Coven, she's talking about we have 12 days of Yule, and each day highlights something different. Today is Celebrate. Obviously, we're celebrating the solstice and the full moon, and we're holding space for love and self-love. So she wants us to reflect on what has changed, how have I grown, and what wonderful things have I manifested in this year. We're going to change it up a little bit. What has changed most recently, and within the last couple of years, I married off one daughter. The other daughter stopped traveling, came home, settled down a little bit. I had a melanoma removed a couple of years ago, fully healthy now. And husband had 3 surgeries within a year, maybe. for growths on his knee that were affecting his nerves. But again, and he's fine now. He has some arthritis in his neck, but so we're grateful for our health, in other words. Overall, in the last 10 years, there's been an arc of growth resulting in my reclaiming my practice. How have I grown? I am finding my empathy for other human beings, which is a big deal because mostly I've spent the last 10 years saying people are stupid. Not very nice of me. It's based on my experience at work. But I am finding empathy now in that realm and in other realms. So I am improving in that. And what wonderful things have you manifested this year? Well, I'm going to say things that the big thing that I manifested within this decade was actually this home. And I've talked before about how I wanted to tell the story of that. So in 2013, you can see, no, you can't, but if you could see, you'd see that hasn't changed the date. In May of 2013, we were talking about leaving our home that we had been in for a very long time, that we thought we were going to grow old and together and die. Just changes needed to be made financially, shit happens. So we were talking about leaving that home, and we were talking about where to live next. And so we set out certain requirements for our next home. And God, I'm really sorry you can't see that in the light of the camera. All right, well, camera doesn't like the phone. Anyway, it says, trust me, it says coastal, it says washer dryer, it says gas range, it says parking, it says clean, it says pets ? So, not that important. 1+ or 2 bedrooms, and then it has the rent that we were willing to pay for all of that. And we wrote that down in May of 2013. We just kind of really started talking about what that looked like, what we were wanting, when that was going to happen. We weren't rushing. We weren't looking overnight. It's a little bit of a process to leave a home of that many years. By August of 2014, we were in this home, which is on the coast, has room for a washer and dryer, has a gas range, propane, same, plenty of parking for both our cars, it's clean, didn't get to bring our pets, but that's fine. They weren't really, neither one, we had 2 cats at the time, and neither one of them were really mine. I love them both, but neither one of them were really mine. So they went back to their homes. Someday I'd love to have a dog, but this is not the place to have a dog or a cat. There's a highway and there's critters, and, it's all good. It's fine. And, we were off the rent by about $100. And he just raised it for the first time in 5 years last month. So we did really, really well. But the point of that is that we manifested that. I have told my girls this for all their lives. If you want something, you put it out there and then you take the steps to get it. So we put it out there, exactly what we wanted, then took all the steps to get it. And voila, here we are in my happy little home. I have never been happier. My husband says I have never been happier than I am here, which is why he's, grown used to it. We had some troubles. We had a dead critter under it. We've had ant invasions. We've had leaky roofs. We've had some challenges, but overall, super, super, super happy. Which, if you ever go look at my Instagram, you'll see I post far too many pictures of the ocean. That's just how much I love it. So you can manifest what you want. You just have to put it out there and then take those steps. That's the lesson, right? So even though I wasn't in practice, I was still walking that path. And I'm very grateful for that. What am I releasing? I am releasing insecurity. And I want to talk a little bit about insecurity versus self-esteem, because it's weird. For me, it's weird. I actually have very high self-esteem. Love my own voice. I think I'm pretty funny. I spend a lot of hours with myself that are perfectly enjoyable. My self-esteem is quite high. My confidence about portraying that, my personality, what's going on in my head, to others is not. I'm constantly seeking approval and feedback. As much as I say, I don't care what anybody else thinks, I really care about what other people think. I post a picture on Instagram and I'm within 5 minutes looking to see who liked it and how many people liked it and what's going on. It's really very insecure. It stems from, Coven Leader says, why? Why do you feel this way? It stems from, several factors. It served me well as a child. Insecurity served me well as a child. It kept my mouth shut. And if my mouth was shut, then I wasn't getting beaten up. So that was part of it. It kept my mouth shut while I was, working my way through various jobs. And you don't really want to talk back to your boss. There's a couple bosses I now have talked back to. But in general, you kind of want to be discreet and not argue. So now the insecurity is, I find myself humorous and I think I have things to say, but will anybody else? And I have to just sit with the confidence of following my intuition that this is the right thing to do. Putting my information out there is the right thing to do. Sharing my story is the right thing to do. And whatever comes of it, comes of it. So insecurity needs to fly away, bye-bye. And this full moon is the moon that we're doing that with. I release it. I recognize it. I don't need it. I have been taking baby steps, specifically this past week, like really, really looking at it and trying not to filter myself too much in things I say or do. I actually, at work, did a little mini training on some, strategic breathing. It's called heart something breathing. Funny, I just taught the class. I already don't remember it. To my work peeps, and it was actually really well received, that was way outside my comfort zone. So way out of insecurity and into, hey, I can do this, and they'll appreciate it. And they did. And it was really, it felt good. So we'll do more of that. So I'm trusting again, trust the intuition and releasing my insecurity. So to that end, the Witch's Moon box this month has a spell candle for, I just read it, it was perfect. So help you prepare for your ritual, in which we'll be using the tarot cards, which I get to show you. But the spell is for also reflection and releasing. So I'm going to roll up the sleeves and anoint it with the Revelator Magical Anointing Oil, with the intention of bringing honest revelations and messages to you during your time with the tarot. So, yes, there will be a tarot drawing here eventually. And this is a real subtle scent this month. I'm supposed to be putting on a candle on my hands, but that's usually how I pass one to the other. The incense does smell quite nice. All right, so that's anointed. Where's my lid? There it is. And this is my little candle holder. I don't know how much you can see. I'm going to melt the base of the candle because my holder is a little bit wider than the candle. Oops. All right, I'm going to light light the candle. And we're going to say the spell that came with it. They give you a spell. Okay. Of truth and tale. As I am, as I were, as the future's here to warn. Amidst this time of joy or pain, judgments of old do not stay. A seeker of truth, of love, of fate, I am clear of mind. O tales of old, I am here to know the pressures of now, what the future may hold. For at this time I peer deep into my shadow, to face demons and dread, heartbreak and sorrow. I fear not the straight told, I fear not what may sting, I ask only for those things that I most desperately need. So mote it be. So perfect, right? To release insecurity, really look at where that came from and how it no longer serves me, and move into the future with just what I need, which is confidence, which was the card from last month and something that I've been carrying over into this month. So that was in there. The spell candle's going. The incense is going. The truly exciting part of this box, now we're just going to move into show and tell, is a brand new tarot deck. It is called the Art Nouveau deck. I own 2 decks now. I have a Sacred Rose deck and I have a Unicorn deck. I know that I've had Sacred Rose for longer than I've been married, which means I've had it for over 30 years. I don't even remember when I acquired Unicorn deck. I've been using both of them the last couple of weeks to sort of get back into practice. But my fault, I'm not intimate with either one of them because I just have been carrying them around for 30 years and not really using them. So I am still nevertheless excited about a brand new deck. Golden foiled, Golden Art Nouveau tarot deck. Newly released, beautiful imagery. We are going to open it up. We are going to open up and draw a card. I purposely did not draw tarot today because I knew I was going to draw these. So we'll see what the card. Oh, I apologize. I opened the cellophane off the box, but I didn't open the cellophane off the card. So there's garbage under there. This is the artwork is by Julia Massaglia, and the instructions are by Linnea Weatherstone. I believe by instructions they therefore mean the interpretations, which would make her the psychic. Let's see about that. Okay, so just a few. That's the back. That's the back. See how pretty they are? And oh no, I apologize. That was a front. This is the back. Those are the backs. That was one of the cards. That'd be the cover card. Yeah, because this one starts at 0. So there's the full first deck. So we're gonna I'm going to play with this a little bit. I did sage the box, but one of the things I do when I draw tarot every day is to sage the deck again, just before I draw. Sort of release any, not my energies that might be associated with it. And I usually meditate on whatever my question of the day is, but today I'm obviously meditating on releasing insecurity. I hope you guys can hear this. I know I'm turning away and talking and low, and it's all very strange. And this may not even ever go up. We'll see what happens. So we're gonna mix that for a little bit right now, and then we're gonna set it aside for a minute because I'm gonna show you some other things. It comes with its pouch, a beautiful golden pouch. Very soft and shiny, and it comes with a black tourmaline to keep it protected from unwanted energy. And I just have to show you how big this stone is. It is I'm telling you, Witch's Moon does a fine quality box. This is a super large piece of black tourmaline. It's got really pretty colors in it. I have a bunch that I'm putting into Christmas gifts, but it's all broken up in little pieces. This is a huge, huge piece to stay in the pouch with the tarot deck, the new tarot deck. So we'll set that aside for later. Also in the box, as usual, the salt. Dual blessing salt, so there'll probably be a foot bath. If not tonight, tomorrow night. That's usually how I use it. Although I did get one of those rubber things to put on the end of your intake overflow in your tub so that I can raise the water in the tub higher. So maybe there'll be a bath. If not, a foot bath. The Yule Blessing salt is just talks about the Yule itself. Created this salt with the intention of celebrating the sacred time of the year, relax and let go of preconceived thoughts and expectations, like always, right? Yada yada. Also have the beautiful artwork that they always have. This is a clearly a 12-month, what are they calling it? 12-month spread for a tarot. We're not doing 12-month spread tonight. We're just going to do one card, because I do one card a day. We'll just see what the one card says. But again, beautiful. And it tells the card number, and it corresponds it to the month, the celestial ruler, the sign, the zodiac sign, the symbol, and the secondary zodiac sign. So that'll be fun to explore. I want to play with some of those symbols and put them on my cardinal cards, perhaps. What else is in the box? I think we're almost done. The normal. I know I'm talking away from you, sorry. The normal herbs and teas, which I usually use after my actual ritual. This is okay. There we go. Tea ritual. I am drinking a full moon tea. It's just not from this box. The star anise is the power to increase psychic abilities, and the wild cherry bark is to attract love and good luck, and the temperance herbal tea is included to assist you in connecting with the energies that the temperance card portrays, which is probably the oracle card that they're talking about that they always give me, or give you in a box. Give me. So there's also their last couple of boxes have include this. Well, not last couple. The last one I opened was from several months ago. So every once in a while, it looks like they include an aura spray, which is something new to me. I'm just going to have to figure out how I'm going to use it best. This one tonight says intention of brightening your perception of the future. Well, I don't know how. Oh, it smells very citrusy, very nice. I don't know if it can get much brighter. I'm feeling pretty confident about my future, but that's something again to. Oh, it really does smell. It actually smells amazing. I'm going to think about wearing that. They give you a little top. They're very thorough. Give you a little bag for the salts. Now, I have generally used the salts in a bath with the herbs, like swirling around my body, and then they go down the drain, and my foot baths too. But they give you a little muslin bag so that you can maintain your herbs and reuse them, or at least just not get them all over where you have to rinse them off. So, again, options. And that might bring us to the card, which is, I promise you I haven't looked at it yet. I have no idea what it says. As always, the personalized oracle reading that they have selected for me from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds deck by Lucy Cavendish and Gilbert Williams. So, let's see what it says. The Green Man, Rising Energy, Surge, and Fertility. Well, that's super interesting. And, oh, there you go. You can kind of see it. Yes, right? Rising confidence, energy surge, practicing again, fertility. I'm going to take that as rebirth of my practice and my self-care and my resilience. We will start talking more about resilience in the future. It's a key word for me in my life at this point. But that's how I'm going to take fertility to mean the rebirth of my practice, my spirituality, the rebirth of my spirituality. That's the best way to put it. So let's draw a card as our very last step. I draw cards, my daily cards, way differently than anybody else does them. And one of the things that you should hear is, do them how you feel best to do them. Generally, I do shuffle them like a deck of cards, not like this. I'm being very gentle with this one right now because I only just met the deck. But in my mind, there's no way to get them upside down or right side up unless you actually shuffle them like you would a deck of cards. And I want a true reading from a completely random draw based on the energies of my time. So I shuffle as I am repeating an earlier spell, which is, and I do this daily, it's sort of a, what did they used to call them? What was the 80s term for the self-empowerment stuff? You always had to wake up and say, anyway, now we call it spell and ritual. But what I say is, I love myself, I support myself, I walk my path, I speak my truth, I receive as I give, which is a big one, and I fully accept myself unconditionally. I fully accept myself unconditionally actually is also a tapping phrase. So you see again how things just cross boundaries between different subjects and different topics and how people approach things. My witchcraft is somebody else's Catholicism, is somebody else's light work, is somebody else's consciousness raising. It's all very interrelated. That's not really the word I want, but we'll go with that for now. So, and I usually do that sometimes. Something flipped. I love myself, I support myself, I walk my path, I speak my truth, I receive as I give, I fully accept myself unconditionally. I love myself, I support myself, I walk my path, I speak my truth, I receive as I give, I fully accept myself unconditionally. Again, the entire ritual tonight is about releasing insecurity, so hopefully that's what the card draw will be as well. I cut it. And because I was born on the 16th of the month, I draw the 16th card. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So today's card to think about releasing my insecurity is a Knight on a horse. I think that's going to be a sword card. Like maybe the One of Swords because it's got one sword at the bottom. Just going to get another card and see. That's a major arcana. That's a cup. One cup. Is that how they draw? 3. Oh, the number's on top. Well, those numbers are on top. I'm going to have to get to know this deck. No major arcanas. Okay, I'm going to go with, it has a horse on top instead of a number. The cups have numbers. The wand has numbers. Ten of Pentacles. See, that has a number. Oh, is this like... Ah, it's a Knight of Swords. I figured it out. I'm so smart. Ten of Wands. Some really pretty artwork. Okay. So, Knight of Swords says, the little book says, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who knows this, but I don't even know how to say this. You can read what the designer intends the card to mean. You can think about what the card means to you symbolically. And there's a site online, there's many sites online, and there's apps too that you can go to look at those cards and see what other psychics have interpreted those cards to be. So not to say that any way is the right way or wrong way, but you need to go with what feels best to you in that moment that you're reading them. So we're looking for the Knight of Swords. Hey, some of this is in Italian. What? Okay. Cups. I found the English. Wands. Swords. Where are the swords? Swords represent the element of air. This is the element of communication, conflict, the intellect, clarity, and challenges. Huh? What? The Knight of Swords moves aggressively towards what he wants, and he may consider other people as obstacles in his path. Wah, wah, wah. He has no respect for the weak. Either deal with him forcefully or get out of his way. Oh my gosh, I just talked about people being stupid. I'm so sorry. I don't mean that people are stupid anymore. Except in my heart of hearts, I probably do think a lot of people are stupid. So that's fair. The ruthless edge of his sword cuts both ways, for there's rarely true peace in his quarrelsome heart. Well, isn't that interesting? So, I am moving aggressively towards releasing insecurity. I guess we could look at it that way. I'm going to think about it some more. No respect for the weak. That's actually true. And that's because of my own resilience, honestly. Someday I'll talk about crappy childhood and how I didn't become a drug addict and I didn't become an alcoholic and I didn't beat my children. And yet these are paths that other people have taken and used their childhood as excuses. So that's probably true. I do see other people as being weak. But that's something to look at as well. So that's going to close it here. I'm going to burn because I like to burn. Think about the card. Think about the rebirth. But all in all, feels really good. It's been a nice full moon ritual. Again, happy solstice. And there'll be at least a vlog next week. I don't know if it'll be ritual. There's a couple more boxes out there. But definitely next week. All right. Till then, practice self-care. Because you can't take care of anybody else if you haven't taken care of yourself. All right. Love you.